What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the number one comment on YouTube, and I'm back with another review. Today, I will be reviewing Married at First Sight. This is season 16, episode 2, The Runaway Groom. Before I get started, for those who are new to my channel, I do reviews of reality shows. I do a detailed review. I might not hit every single scene, but I try to pick out the most important parts and maybe pick up a detail or two that you may not have seen. And as I said in my intro, I am YouTube's number one commenter. So with this channel, it's primarily about the comments. I need those comments. And speaking of comments, I got to welcome back a special member of the Dove family. Miss Bell is back on the channel. She's my channel number one commenter. Like, she keeps those comments going. She interacts with like so many members of the Dove fam. It's like a good time. It's like almost she's running my channel, because as I said, it's our channel. Without the people, I don't have anything. I'm just talking to a screen. So welcome back, Miss Bell. She's back, so I know you're going to see her in the comments. So welcome back, Miss Bell, when you see her in the comments, because like she's really been missed by me, because the comments ain't been like they used to be. And also in 2023, go ahead and hit that like button when you come in, because I need to push this channel back into the algorithm, because it's like I've been gone for some time and it ain't really getting out to the people, and I really needed to get out to the people because I got a lot to say. With this episode, we haven't quite got to the breakdowns of couples, because normally with Married at First Sight, I do couple by couple, but at this time, I'm probably gonna wait to the honeymoon to break it down, but we'll go week by week. So it's just gonna be all one review right now. So it pretty much it starts off with the continuation. You know, they like to leave us on a cliffhanger with Kirsten. I finally learned how to pronounce it now. You say Kirsten and Shaq's wedding. And when people say like body language is 85% of communication, in this case, this is like the real thing. When I say that, Kirsten was like standing 6 or 7 feet away from Shaq. Like, she wasn't feeling it. She didn't want to be close to him. But hold up. I do have to make a correction before I go any further, because I came down so tough on Jasmine the last video about like Jasmine's bottom row, like she was chewing on a sidewalk or something, and missing the side tooth at the same time. Lo and behold, Kirsten is missing a side tooth on the right side. I guess they can't be perfect, you know. She's far from perfect, but now let's just move on. You know, she's missing that side too. I don't know what it is. It must be the water or something, or they be chewing on Jolly Ranchers in Alabama. I say Alabama and Tennessee, because you don't lose your side tooth till you get a little older, and she's definitely missing it. Jasmine is missing it. So we're gonna try to keep going and find a side tooth eventually. But yeah, I had to do that. I just had to be fair. So at the altar, Shaq and Kirsten, when they meet up, Shaq is like giggling like a schoolgirl. He's looking at her like, I'm like, Shaq, no, that's not how you do it. That's not how you make a first impression. And it appeared that Shaq kind of annoyed Kirsten. You know, we get it. He's overwhelmed. He's loving her beauty or her booty or both. You know, we don't know which one, but he's just overwhelmed. It's too much for him. His wife has exceeded his expectations. And, you know, I'm thinking like, Shaq, why don't you just say, wow, if you don't have the words? Like, whoa, you blew me away. Or not, just tell her exactly how you feel, because at this point, you've irritated Kirsten. And she even asked him, like, what's going on? Like, do you want to say something to me? Like, communicate, use your words. And you're like, oh, yeah, you're just so lovely. You're so beautiful. You know, God made no mistake when he made you. Everybody like, oh, they love that. Some people, some women, some people, love language is words of affirmation. So it kind of got the crowd. And I mean, he was like winning everybody over. Kirsten was like, oh, thanks, you know. So, you know, their vows were pretty, I say, standard or fill in the blank, if you will. And something I had picked up in like the conversation of, I guess, Kirsten's personality. They say she the life of the party. She's at all the hot spots, and she telling Shaq he got to get his drip game together or whatever, and that shouldn't be no problem because Shaq has deemed himself Dapper Dylan, because he dressed so fly. Maybe for Tennessee, I don't know, but uh, him getting fresh shouldn't have any issue. But my issue is that I thought she was just this homegrown country girl who liked to stay home and rub her husband's feet. In my opinion, it's a lot of duality going on with Kirsten. To me, she's not what she seemed. I thought she was just going to be like the perfect person. Like, not that anybody's perfect, but more and more, I'm starting to like her less and less. That's what I'm going to say. Now, once Shaq and Kirsten gets alone, it felt more like, what's the phrase? Like a job interview. It was more like a job interview when they was talking. Like, the connection wasn't there. And I just wish Shaq would have read the room just slightly more, because he was just so flabbergasted and overwhelmed with her. And I mean, he doesn't understand that when Kirsten turned her cheek to him to kiss him, means she don't like him. I mean, he got two good cheek kisses, and he's like, like, I ain't never seen nobody kiss somebody's cheek that hard. But I guess he took it the way he took it. He more so saw it as that, like, she's a woman that has boundaries, and he respects that. She's a woman of virtue. So she's taking it slow. Boy, you just don't know. She don't even like you. For a second, I'm starting to feel bad for Shaq, but I'm not. Because again, as I said, I feel like Shaq isn't being his authentic self. He's hiding something. So, we got to see how that go. Kirsten, at this point, it's like just like she's going through the motions. So, with they're married, they're happy or whatever. And the other couples are pretty much going through the phases of they're doing I got to go find a tuxedo. Oh, I need to find a wedding dress kind of situation. So they start off with Clint, and they doing their thing. And, it's a little red flaggy thing going on. We're saying like Clint pretty much is a person who has dealt with heartbreak, and like, I guess that's kind of shaped him of how he deals with women. And on the low, Clint is like a playboy too. He even put it out there at one point in his confessional that like he had like over 60 partners. Like, we didn't need to know that. He's the same guy who actually had sex with someone 2 weeks prior to, I guess, the process. Even though he knew he was going to be in the process, he got picked, and he did it the night before. Somebody's lying. I don't believe that, but to me, that shows like a lack of commitment, like you getting yourself ready, because, you're having sex with somebody, and you already know you're getting married. There's a tie there. There's some type of connection there of some sort, and I don't think that's the best way to go into it. Especially, let's say, like his 2-week buddy partner, Eris. What if the lady get pregnant? We know Clint ain't having sex with nobody getting pregnant. He's 40 plus 10. But yeah, I think it's just a telltale sign, and I have concern about that. So at this point, let's go to Nicole and Chris. They doing the same dance. I gotta find my tuxedo. Oh, I need to find a wedding dress kind of situation. And Nicole and Chris, they come off slightly similar to me, or what have you. Like, but I would say, you know what? Nicole and Gina reminds me of each other. Like, they favor in looks. Nicole is more like, let's say if they're twins, Nicole is like the twin who is very talkative, like wild, up in your face, party girl type situation. Because, even at the bachelorette party, she was talking about, she's still single as a dollar bill or whatever. People didn't make too much of that, but a guy did that, they would have tore everything down. But like, Gina is more the refined twin, the classy lady twin, or what have you. But I really think they look alike, because sometimes I get them kind of confused, even though you can tell them apart. But we're just meeting them, so that's the thing. But more so with Nicole, what really stands out, I have to say it, just like every time, every episode, it comes out that like she's so committed to being married. I don't know if it's a gift and a curse, because she may not, like, let's say, pay attention to the red flags. But the thing is, like, marriage is supposed to be for better or for worse, supposed to be forever. So she has the right mindset. Like, I'm not going to let things get in the way where we can't be married. I mean, whatever subject you bring to her, she said, like, we're going to fix it. We're going to get over it. We're going to get past it. Or I'm going to tie him to a chair. You know, that's where you get a little crazy. But, you know, I like that. A lot of marriages need that because people in these days are quick to let go. She's willing to hold on and fight for hers. So her husband Chris, to me, he reminds me of like vanilla ice cream. He's just fine. He's just plain. He's so nice. But in a sense, that nice guy role or act to me is a part of like what do you call it? Insecurities, where he's unsure of himself, or when he talks about, oh, I need to be pulled out of my shell. I hate that term because I'm thinking like when a person has to be pulled out of their shell, they're not quite ready to share themselves in this process. And this is an arranged marriage. This is an experiment. So you need to be all up front because there's going to be a lot thrown at you that you're not ready. And you're already balled up in your shell. That ain't going to work. So we see Eris and Jasmine, and they're doing the same dance. Tuxedo. I need to find my wedding dress or whatever. You know, my assessment of Eris is more so like he's coming off like Clint. He's sex driven, or it's something got to be brought up about sex. He just can't wait to start procreate. Like, he ain't seen his wife. He don't know his wife. He don't even know if he gonna get along with his wife. But he talking about procreating. In so much of sense, I don't think it's like, oh, I want to have a baby immediately. He's just like, he's interested about having sex or whatever. And I'm surprised he don't got 4 or 5 baby mamas all around here. I'm surprised. I really am, because he's the player or whatever. And you know, it's like his outlook on the marriage seems like the direct opposite of what Jasmine is looking for. You know, she seems very serious, very committed to settling down, and I just don't see it working unless the man can straighten up or whatever. So we go to Dominique and McKinley. You know, same process, looking for a tux. I need a dress. You know, the more Dominique opens her mouth, it shows me like how much she's not ready for this process. Now, we did already know that Dominique's mother signed her up for the process, and that's a telltale sign again, like, this is not something she wanted to do. It's almost like her mother's marrying her off. And, you know, I get it, because Dominique is like codependent on her mom, like she's a 11-year-old or something like that. She needs a mom for everything, and every second she's got to call her. And I'm just like, why she just stay home with her mother? That would be fine if she's not ready to spread her wings and get her own life or whatever. She's still in the little kid mode. You know, just or guess what? Or have your own space and go see your mom every waking second. But I'm sure her mother's probably sick of her at this point. You know, she wants to be a consultant, not her best friend at this point. But yeah, and just with Mac, I'm not sure how committed he is to the process, because and more so, I get it that they have like transplants of Nashville, what have you. But like, Mac moved here. Well, he's been there 4 months. He has no roots in the place. I guess maybe he lived there before, or he just knows his friends' family who he's living with. It's just like, you know, you could have brought him from anywhere just so he can be on the show. I don't know. I don't know. It's something missing, but something is not right about that. So I question his commitment to the process, or why he's really there. So we see Nicole and Chris. They finally meet at the altar, and you know, they had a crazy situation where they both said, once they got each other, "Oh, I knew your name was going to be Cole. Oh, I knew your name was going to be Chris." And normally I would call like BS to something like that, because I'm like, how could y'all both guess each other's name? But hold up, I'm gonna tell you that your boy J Dub has that superpower too. I absolutely do. So that's the reason why I believe somebody can possess that power. Like, in real life, I could be listening to the radio. Not that I listen to the radio much, I could guess the next song. Or somebody could be talking, and sometimes I get impatient, and I could guess the person that they talk about, meaning like, oh, it was this lady, such and such. I was like, what's her name? And I say, Carolyn. Like, I was just saying it out loud. She's like, How would you know her name was Carolyn? It just be there. The only thing I wish that superpower I could use is for the Mega Millions tonight, so I can get that $1.5 billion. And all to myself, the only winning ticket. But it really don't work like that. But anyway, I just I would say just far as Nicole and Chris, when I'm listening to their vows, they sound out like they match up well. Like they're really like similar because it come to find out Chris is actually like a talker just like Nicole is. It's just like you gotta pull him out his shell or whatever. You gotta ease him up, or he seems like he's shy. He warms up to you. He's gonna talk almost as much as Nicole. And one of the producers actually asked Nicole, like, well, what, you want to ask your husband questions. What kind of questions do you want to ask him? And she's like, oh, I'm glad you asked. How long we got? I want to know what time you get in the morning. What kind of toast does he like? How long is his commute to work? What time does he like to go to bed? I'm like, oh my goodness, she's gonna try to get the whole life in one night. I mean, that can be exhausting. In real life, I think that they could actually make it. I really do. I think this is gonna be the couple. And yeah, the only problem I had with it is that, like, let's say Chris is gonna be a little too easy going. Like he's not going to say the word pineapple enough to bring her down. Like Nicole is going to steamroll over Chris. That's my only concern. Other than that, I truly believe that they can make it totally to the end. So we go to the next couple, Clint and Gina, and they meet at the altar. And they actually hugged when they saw each other. And I was like, oh, I like that. It felt warm. It felt genuine or whatever. But, you know, once they got married or whatever, and just like his total reaction, my assessment of Clint is like he seemed happy, but something is missing. It's something I'm not sure about with him. Like somebody can be like fake happy, like their conversation was flowing, but there's such thing as people persons. Like they could talk to anybody, and have a wonderful and amazing conversation, like they knew you forever. So I believe I believe Gene is that kind of person, but I don't know. It's just something not there. He seemed excited, but I'm not sure if he's excited. In real life, Gene is shaped like Kirsten, and sometimes the other races don't appreciate that kind of shape, and I think she kind of manufactured. I don't know, allegedly, but I don't believe that that's what he's looking for because it didn't seem real. So I would have to say with with the last couple, Eris and Jasmine, they didn't actually get married. They're preparing to get married. They always got to leave us on a cliffhanger, and I have to say, like, Eris wanted, besides all his red flags of him not being prepared to take on a wife or be in the mindset or have experience living with another woman at age 40 at this point. Another red flag is what one of Jasmine's worries were. She was worried that he would have an overprotective relative. And guess what? Eris got that and then some. His cousin is like, she's like too involved. When she saw him, she hugged him and she put her little foot up or whatever. Like, are they kissing cousins? I don't know. Something's off. Like, she's way too invested. At this point, let's say Eris was 22 instead of 39. Now, okay, let's get a little more worried. This man is 39 years old. It's like she's so worried for him to make a mistake. Of course she knows him best. Of course she knows he's not ready. But this is a grown, middle-aged man. He can make a mistake, or he can make a bad choice. Or guess what? He might turn it all the way around and it'd be the best story of his life. But I doubt it. However, you gotta let it, gotta let the man grow and live. He's sure about it. Eris is not like, I don't think this is it. I don't think I'm making a mistake. No, he's not saying none of that. He's like going forward. She's trying to talk him down. Like, we could leave right now. He's like, what? We just get in your car and just leave? Like, I can't do that. That ain't gonna be cool. And it's not. It's not. He made a commitment to this lady and to leave her at the altar. That's why, like, the show was named Runaway Groom. So I got my eye on the situation. It's like his cousin's gonna be way too involved in the marriage, almost like she's jealous, or I don't know. It's not natural. So that was it. It just left off that. So I guess the next episode we'll pick up with Eris and Jasmine getting married. So drop down in the comments. Tell me what you think. Something I missed. Something you want to add. And let's get into these comments because it's time. Miss Bell is back, so I know these comments gonna be jumping. And as I always tell y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I really appreciate it, and I really mean it.